Everyone is using Antigravity wrong. They open it up, ask random questions, copy paste whatever it gives, and then wonder why your code is a mess. I did this too for weeks and it was really frustrating. But after building 10 plus projects using Antigravity, not demos, I figured out a workflow that actually works, a system, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. By the end of this video, you have the exact system I use, and to prove it works, we're going to build this, a Markdown-to-Slideshow Converter from scratch. Let's go. Before we build, you need to understand why most people fail with Antigravity. Most people just chat, ask questions, get code, paste it, ask another question, get more code, then repeat. The problem? No structure, no plan. You end up with Frankenstein code that nobody can maintain, including you. And the worst part is, Antigravity is insanely powerful. That's why I developed the VibeCode Protocol, a structured way to work with the AI. 3 phrases: Genesis, design, build. But first, let me show you how to set it up. Step 1, open Antigravity. Press Ctrl L to open the agents panel if it's not already open. Click on these 3 dots here. Click on customizations, workflows, then create a new one under global. Type anything you want. Right click on that, click on show file location, delete that random file, drop in the workflow files. I'll link these below the like button, completely free. Now, when I type / in chat, I see all my workflows. That's the setup. Let's use it. The single biggest mistake: writing code before you have a plan. I'm going to build the Markdown-to-Slideshow Converter, but I'm not going to ask for code yet. I'm going to run Genesis. I'm going to tell it, build an app where I paste Markdown and it turns into a swipeable slide deck. Watch what happens.
Now we're going to select Opus 4.5, mostly because I find that it's very good at planning. And all this is available for you for free in Antigravity, depending on what plan you're on. So you're good to go. So you can see it's asking us some questions. This is mostly because we haven't given it a lot of information. Pro tip here, for example, if I'm going to pull up like a professional project that I've worked on in the past, I usually spend a lot of time feeding in a lot of information. For example, inside the idea, I dump this. You see this is a full voiceover transcribe of what my plan is for this project. So by the time I'm coming back into Antigravity, I don't really need to spend that much time explaining all this. So now I've answered every single question that he asked me and I just hit enter. So I'm just going to accept this. Now let me show you a cool feature that Antigravity actually has. If you open the Agents Manager here at the top and you select the project you're presently on, for example, this is a bunch of projects, this is one, I can see the chats we are having in the editor. But it's here now, and then here I can pull up this side panel here, and this is where Antigravity is going to drop what we call artifacts. Basically any file that Antigravity edits will show up here. Boom, as you can see, it just updated this file just now.
It generates a full project requirements document, every feature, every user story, coding guidelines specific to this project, a Genesis prompt that acts as the AI's instruction manual.
And then we can just look at the implementation plan it has. So it tells us that, okay, this is the plan, this is the goal, this is this, and you can review all this. If you don't like anything it has said here, you can basically see how I highlighted this, and I can just comment and be like, oh, tweak this, tweak that, add a comment. It shows here, you submit, the end. It just basically works like Google Docs at this point.
This isn't code, this is the blueprint. Now when I ask for code later, it knows the context, it knows the rules. No more explaining myself over and over. That's the first phase, Genesis. Measure twice, cut once. But most people will jump straight into code now. That's completely wrong. There's one more step. What if I told you Antigravity could design your whole UI without writing any code? Phase 2 is design, running it now.
And switch back to Gemini 3 Pro now. Yeah, so it has brought me a brief for me to review.
It asks what the vibe is. Am I going for minimal, clean, maybe dark mode? I tell it what I want, and it generates a custom design system with the colors I choose, or if I don't have any, it chooses colors for me, fonts, spacing, HTML mockups for the editor, and slide preview. Look at this. I haven't written a single line of code, but I can already see the app. And the builder will follow this exactly. I didn't want to put this out here that from experience, I figured out that this is way better than asking the AI to generate an image of what a mockup could be, because sometimes it just ends up coughing out things that are literally so hard to build in UI. So telling it to write this HTML code kind of grounds it in what is possible. Phase 3. Now we code.
So in a new chat, just to make sure that the AI is fresh, choose whatever model you want. You can use Opus 4.5, Gemini 3, whichever one you want at this point is fine, especially because you're just scaffolding. So we're going to write VibeCode. The difference between these two actually boils down to two things. In here, we use PNPM, which is a package manager, and here we use NPM. Recently, I started using PNPM, so I just made sure that we use it. So that's what we're going to use for this demo. Enter. You could open the terminal that Antigravity is running here. You could open it here to look at it and see all the things that are happening. And then we hit accept. Hitting accept every time can be very annoying for you. If you come to the Antigravity settings here, you come to advanced settings, you'll be able to turn on like review policy, make it that it always proceeds. For this, I always keep it to review request review. Then for terminal commands, I always proceed. However, there are some things that are added to the permission allow lists and also deny lists. This is your choice. Also be very careful with how you do things here. You understand that kind of thing. Auto open edited files. I turn this one off, but basically what it does is as the files trooping, it opens them up automatically. It's your choice, honestly. Auto fix links is a very good addition to add. Auto continue is a good addition too. These two are good additions. Under the browser section, honestly, as you go, ideally request review is good. If you want to be like me, you can just accept all. That's fine, I guess. So just play around with the settings and figure out what you really like. Do well to provide feedback. That's a very good habit too.
The builder reads the PR, reads the mockups, and scaffolds the entire project. It's creating the structure, implementing the features from the PRD, matching the design.
So now it's done. I just have to approve this so that it checks for errors. So it's going to do its own self-check to see if there are any errors. We close it all off with a full breakdown from the AI telling us exactly what it did and how we can run this project. So you see, done. Now I can come here and basically just write PNPM dev. Let's see. Beautiful, actually. Beautiful, actually. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Mastering the prompts. Okay.
And there it is, running a Markdown-to-Slideshow Converter. Type in some Markdown, hit preview, slides. 3 phases: Genesis, design, build. That's the entire workflow. Kinda. But what if I want to add something? That's where the daily loops kick in. Let's add keyboard navigation, using arrow keys to flip the slides. I don't just say add a keyboard nav. That's terrible. I use the daily workflow. Step 1, declare what I'm doing. It keeps the AI focused. Step 2, make the changes. AI as a pair programmer. Step 3, close it out. Document what it's done.
Now, just an extra bonus to help you out. If you noticed, it created a GitHub issues folder. Now, this file, what you can simply do is to just basically select an issue like this. And you could click on this and be like, implement, and just hit enter. And then it just goes, implement that. Once it's done and you like what it did, you click on the next and say, implement, enter. That way, you make sure that you're only feeding the agent what it needs to implement at a particular time. And if you check your project requirement document here, let me actually preview this for you properly. This is what the document properly looks like. I see the tabularized form of your description, user story, expected behavior, and outcome. Breaking down exactly what the application should do to the AI so that it doesn't miss any single thing. And then once you're done with the MUS and you confirm that the minimum usable state is done, Then you can migrate to attending to future requirements. These are the much more advanced things that will take your application from just a demo project to something that's actually outstanding.
So let's test it. The arrow works, the feature added, and it's clean. That's how you iterate. The system keeps you on track even after the initial build. 3 phases: genesis, design, build. Then you use the daily loop to keep iterating. All the workflow files I've shown are linked below the like button. Free. Grab them. If this helped, subscribe. I've got more advanced tutorials coming up, like running multiple agents simultaneously on the same code base. Drop in comments what you will build using this system, and I'll see you in the next one. Code with the vibe, code with the flow.